down, shoot down. All your ships now. Radio, all your friends. The war is on again. Shoot down, shoot down, shoot down. Melting glaciers recording. Scattering through the time rising. Sat down again. We get back up just to win. Sat down again. We get back up. You'll never win. You'll never win. You'll never win. You'll never win. Shoot out, shoot the lights out. Maybe it won't see us now. Under cover of darkness, man, they won't find us again. Shoot out, shoot out, shoot out. The mountain glaciers recording. Scattering through the time rising. Sat down again. Pick it back up just to win. Sat down again. Pick it back up. You'll never win. You'll never win.
We're Old Pound, and you're listening to allwnyradio.com. Yeah!
Noah. 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 Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah is morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah is morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah is morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah. Morning. Noah is morning. Noah.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Noah in the Morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Noah Goki here with you live from the All Western New York Radio broadcast. Wow! That's a good start. I'm very tired. It's going to be an interesting show today as I switch around all letters at the beginnings of words with other words that don't begin with the same letters. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. The All Western New York Radio Broadcast Network. There we go. Little mountain band in the background here. Give us a call anytime during the show today at 716-402-4218. Let's get the old Skyper going. There it is. There's the magical sound. We got a big show today. Much to go over. Give us a call, 716-402-4218. We're live here, the All Western New York Radio Broadcast Network. We're live on YouTube and the Destiny Media Player. First things first here, let's talk about Dirty Smile. Vote Dirty Smile. Dirty Smile, if you hadn't heard of them in the past, they have won the regional Battle of the Bands for Hard Rock Rising, which means now, out of 10,000 bands nationwide, they're within the top, I think, 85, and now it's all online voting. They've done their part, performed at the Hard Rock in Niagara Falls, just killed it with a great set. So deservedly, they've moved on to the next round. And now it's all up to you and I to go and vote for Dirty Smile. So here's what you do. Go to facebook.com/Dirty Smile, and you will find the info there. It's really easy if you have a Facebook account to go in and just make a quick vote for them. So if they win, they can actually go to the Hard Rock Live Roma Festival in the Piazza del Popolo. I don't know what that is, but it sounds epic. So vote for them. Voting's open until May 7th. Lots of information on the Facebookers if you want to go and check that out. And yeah, give those guys a vote. Help send them to Rome. Help them represent Western New York in Rome. It's on. It's on. And I think they can do it. There's, I love these guys. They're one of the nicest, most hardworking, most talented bands going in Western New York. And there's no one that deserves this more. So they've worked really, really hard to get to this point, and now they need our help. So go on and vote for Dirty Smile. Check it out on facebook.com/Dirty Smile. Give them a vote. Send them to Rome. It's just that simple, folks. Here on Noah in the Morning, we've got to move right along from there because we have just an amazing event to talk about here from Western New York. The Buffalo Bills, of course, I always talk about the Buffalo Bills in the show. I don't know why the glutton for punishment continue to beat myself into submission with the Buffalo Bills. But somehow, yet, every day I show up here wearing my Buffalo Bills hat, so I have to talk about them. And there's not a lot going on this time of year. So, when the Bills are sued, it makes big news. The Bills have been sued. They're not the only ones by their cheerleaders. The Oakland Raiders, I think they're the Raiderettes, and the Bengals cheerleaders, who are the Bengals, right? That's clever. They've also sued their clubs, their management organizations, for a few things. And, I've known about this for a long time. Cheerleaders in the NFL, you'd think, wow, they're on TV, they're on the field and everything. They probably get paid and then, get all kinds of, modeling deals and things from that. They actually don't get paid shit. They don't get paid minimum wage even to be there on the sideline, and then they have to go do a lot of events with the Bills and different things like that. So, pay-wise, pretty shitty job as far as it goes. I mean, you're not going to pay rent by being the Buffalo Jill. So all of these young ladies have other jobs and do other things, of course. And as I said, the being a cheerleader, it's a way to get your face out there. It's a way that you might be able to just land another modeling gig or something like that. And God bless them if they can. But now the cheerleaders have turned on the teams and the management organizations because of these insane guidelines that they've given them on how to live their lives. And in a situation where they're essentially volunteers, you can see how this gets ridiculous really quickly. So lawsuit filed. The Bills have basically been mum about this, as have the Raiders. And the Bengals, going to let it play out in the court, see what happens. I'm assuming some kind of settlement is coming eventually. And we've talked about this story before, but the thing that makes it interesting today is that now we have a little more detail. Now that we have some more detail, we need to really get into this and figure out what it is that the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Jills were asking their cheerleaders to do. Now, first of all, there's an article in the New York Post by a former Buffalo Jill named Alyssa. She said she was a lifelong Bills fan. It was always her dream to cheer for the Jills. Finally achieved that dream a few seasons back, and then saw the contract and thought, wow, this is kind of insane. Example. They were instructed in ways of how much bread to eat at a formal dinner, how their nails should be manicured, how their hair should be done. not only working and in uniform, which I suppose could be understandable, representing the team and the organization and everything, but in their personal life as well. They were instructed how to act off the field. One specific example, from the Jill's Etiquette for Formal Dining, it stated, quote, "Dip the spoon into the soup, moving it away from your body until it is about 2/3 full. Then sip the liquid without slurping from the side of the spoon, without inserting the whole spoon into yonder mouth." It does sound crazy, the rules of etiquette. But it gets worse. Apparently they would monitor the Jill's Facebook pages. They were not allowed to ever post selfies or any pictures of them partying at the clubs, that kind of thing. Okay, understand. Well, I don't know about the selfies, right? What's the big deal with the selfie? I don't get that. But partying, okay. You don't want to see your Buffalo Jills there smoking a giant bong on Facebook, because that's going to go viral. Probably be great for them. They'd have a whole new market of fans that are just showing up in droves to buy the calendar. I don't see a problem with it, but this is the world we live in, folks. So if the Jills found selfies or pictures of them partying, they would actually do a slideshow for the other Jills and say, "No, this is wrong." There was a physique evaluation 1 week prior to the game. They would all line up and get the famous jiggle test. What is the jiggle test? Well, as I can imagine this, the leader of the Jills is walking around and poking and kind of hitting different areas and seeing what jiggles, what moves. Is this moving when it shouldn't? Is the thing that should move moving? And the other thing staying in place at the same time? You get what I'm doing here, right? You want to see what's jiggling, what's not jiggling. And if the wrong things are jiggling, you don't go to the game. You're not field ready. You get benched. And you're going to miss out on your massive $8 paycheck. But being on the field is the whole reason that you do it, right? Now, it'd be illegal to weigh the Jills, so apparently they would they do the jiggle test instead to try to get around that. So, okay, how do you look in your uniform? Right. Now, this all seems sort of maybe somewhat within the realm of reasonable guidelines, but it gets even weirder. The Houston Chronicle was able to uncover the Buffalo Jills book of etiquette. And there's just a litany of things here. I'm going to go through the bullet points here because some of them are incredible. Some of them, to me as a guy, are mystifying. Some of them are completely ridiculous. And whenever we talk about things of this nature, we need game show music. Yes. Let's get some game show music going on. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Here are the rules for Buffalo Jills lady body maintenance. Yes, folks, I did not make up that term, that phrase, lady body maintenance. Very important to the Buffalo Jills. Okay, let's get right to it. Let's get down and dirty. Number 1, intimate areas. You know what I mean. From the Jills Handbook, never use a deodorant or chemically enhanced product. Simple non-deodorant soap will help maintain the right pH balance. Okay, I'm putting this one under the mystified column. I get the chemically enhanced. I guess that's like the summer's eve. You can't, down there. But deodorant? Ladies, maybe you can help me on this. Do you really put deodorant on it? Like, I don't even know how that's, logistically practical. You got the intimate deodorant. I don't know. Put some speed stick on there. I don't get it. Maybe there's a special product that I don't even know about. That's fine. If I don't, I don't think I want to know. All right, next up. Rules for menstruation. Yes, ladies. When menstruating, use a product that is right for your menstrual flow. And, at this stage in your life, you should know. A tampon too big can irritate and develop a fungus. Oh. That I didn't know. This is enlightening. A product left in too long can cause bacteria or fungus buildup. Okay, that's disgusting. Products should be changed at least every 4 hours, except when sleeping. They can be left in for the night. In the night, there is no fungus among us. Every other time, fungus is everywhere. Don't use a tampon too big or a tampon too small. It's too big, you get the fungus. If it's too small, well, it's really not doing what it's supposed to do, is it? You want to go with the Goldilocks rule when you're menstruating. Go with the Goldilocks rule. Make sure it's just right. Okay, let's see. What's next? The Jills. Oh, we're going to change up the game show music. I like it. The Buffalo Jills forbid you to use loofahs or sponges. They hold tons of germs. Throw them away now. That's an actual quote from the guidebook. Throw them away now. I picture legions of Jills reading their contract on day one, and they're like, oh, shit! Gotta go. Gotta go throw away my loofah. Love that loofah. Okay, remove makeup every night before going to bed. Well, that seems practical. I get it. I do the same myself. Makeup left on pillowcases causes breakouts. Even if you wash one night and not another, you've left bacteria on your pillowcase for a clean face. Okay, I get it. You don't want to leave behind the bacteria there either. Someone writing this Buffalo Jill's rulebook has OCD. They are a germaphobe because, you know, come on. Every once in a while, you're going to be out at Chippewa, you're going to be hammered. You know, you're not taking selfies, so you're good there, but you're going to get home and you're going to just crash. And after that, your pillow is now tainted. You need to throw it away, burn it, burn your house down, burn your bed, burn everything, burn it all, because you've left bacteria there for a clean face. And fuck that shit. Makeup left in the creases of your skin creates early wrinkles. Did you know? That's an aha moment for me. Makeup left in your eye area can cause infection and affect your vision. Okay, whoa, you gotta have good vision. You want to have your head on a swivel when you were on the field as a Buffalo Jill. Head on swivel. That should be in here, but it's not. Maybe I can talk to them about adding that. Try to cough or sneeze into your arm, not your hand. If you use your hand, wash it immediately. Cough or sneeze into your arm and not your hand. Is this some kind of trickery? Do I have to be double-jointed to do this? I'm going to try this. Achoo! See, if I go for my arm, it goes straight into my armpit. And if it goes straight into the armpit, I'm going to develop a fungus in there. And I'm not allowed to put any deodorant on it. So, you know, coughing into your arm, that seems like this is at odds with the earlier rule about avoiding bacteria and fungi that can invade your beautiful Jill body. Okay, let's see. Speaking of washing hands, when you wash your hands, remember where your hands have been while washing. Do not transfer dirt or germs to other areas of your body. Okay? So if you've been flouting the rules and applying deodorant to your girly parts, you don't want to rub it all over your face before you wash your hands. Wash your hands first. And if you can't pull some kind of magic trick to sneeze into your friggin' arm, and you have to use your hand like a normal person, don't rub that all over your face either, or rub it on your lady parts, because then you're going to get a fungi down there, most likely. Wow. Clean/rinse razor often while shaving, especially after going to a new area. I don't know why that's in quotes. I guess women have a lot of areas that they're, the areas that they're shaving, and they could be distinctive areas, regions of the body. And of course, change razors often because they harbor bacteria. Do you know how expensive these razors are, people? Come on. Come on! I'm starting to think that these Buffalo Jill's managers work for Johnson & Johnson. This is all a grand reptilian conspiracy. Make the Jills purchase thousands and thousands of razors and soaps to maintain pH balance. No. Okay, next up, keep toenails tightly trimmed and clean. In all caps, pedicures! Who doesn't love a pedicure, ladies? You're the Jills. This is an opportunity for you to go and get a pedicure. Are we going to pay for it? Fuck no. You're paying for it. Out of your $8 per month salary. Okay. That's it for the lady body maintenance. I think we got all that down. Those are all good things. We want to avoid the bacteria and the fungi. Primarily. I get it. Okay, let's look at the glamour requirements here. Ooh. So you need to be glamorous. If you're a Buffalo Jill, we want glamour. We don't just want you out there waving your pom-poms, getting the fans into a frenzy. We don't want you just flipping your skirts at the drunken idiot in the 300 section. Well, he's about to fall out of that section anyway. Yes. We want you to be glamorous. Let's talk about hair. Hair must be worn in a glamour style with no clips or tiebacks. Mystified. Mystified. I don't know what that means. Glamour style. Hair must be worn in a glamour style. Does this mean you have to look like a movie star from the 50s? That's what I'm picturing. They go on. A full curled or slightly bent, free-flowing style is required. Yep, I do that with my beard sometimes in the winter. Short hair must be worn full and fabulous. I have no idea what... I mean, a lot of this seems to be subject to interpretation here. Full and fabulous could mean different things to different people. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to elaborate much, much more on this, Jills. Hot rollers work great for long hair. After curling, hair should be brushed and or fluffed. No ringlets. A ringlet's when you have curly hair and then it forms a little ring? Well, that doesn't seem fair, because what if you just have naturally curly hair and it just makes ringlets all the time? You had to straighten it. I know girls have those things, they get hot and they go then it's straight. I don't know how any of that works, but it seems to work kind of. Hair must be one and only one color. No trendy roots, no coloring. Subtle highlights, acceptable, with approval. Blondes must be a natural shade of blonde. No extreme colors, such as bleach blondes or jet black. Wait, those are extreme colors? How about fluorescent orange? That's okay? Bright green? Navy blue? We're all right there. Sounds like it to me. Roots must be maintained professionally at all times. What does that mean? That translates to you need to go get it recolored like every week. And that shit's not cheap. Alyssa had said it was upwards of $85, $95, and they had to go to this certain stylist who was best friends with the coach? Okay, come on, Jills. Now I can see how people are starting to get pissed off about this. That's kind of ridiculous. You've got to go to the coach's best friend to get your hair done. Come on. Just so happens she does manicures and pedicures. And just in case you used the wrong soap or you left some skank on your pillow, she knows how to remove fungi. She's not licensed, she's not a doctor, but she can remove fungi, and she will. She will flush you out. The following cosmetic products must be worn while auditioning or while in a Jill's uniform. Foundation. I get it. That's what you put all over, right? It's foundation. It's that first layer. Blush. That's what gives your cheeks that pink rosy hue, right? Three natural eyeshadow colors. Lid cover. Let me touch my own eye while I think about this. Lid cover. That's got to be up here, right? highlighter, like the yellow thing that you use to highlight a passage in a book. Seems out of place here, but okay. Definer. I don't know what definer is either. Oh, it's like a Webster's dictionary, right? Well, most people have that on their phones nowadays. I don't know about the highlighter. We're getting a little into the office supplies here. I mean, this is just more shit we've got to buy, right? That's fucked up. Eyeliner, mascara, red lipstick, red. As if there were any other colors. Okay, let's see. There's another section called appearance etiquette. Some of this may seem like common sense, but it's very important that we get this right. If you're a Jill, you're the face of the franchise. You are the best thing that we've had going for the past 15 years. Half of the reason fans still show up, see hot chicks without fungus. Okay, number 1 under appearance etiquette. Do not spray perfume on right before going into an appearance. Too strong. Duh! I always spray the perfume on right before walking out onto the stage. Everybody's always like, dude, like, but it smells good. Too strong. It all makes sense now. Thank you. Try to brush your teeth or use a mouthwash before an appearance. Bad breath is offensive. Always keep it in check. One of the beautiful things about doing radio is you can't smell my horrible breath, and I don't have to keep it in check. That's not in the All Western New York Radio Appearance Etiquette Guidelines, and it never will be. Never apply makeup or fuss with hair in front of people. If it's absolutely necessary that you reapply or freshen up, and I don't see how it couldn't be with all these stringent rules, go to the ladies' room. Do not hang out and talk while there. Beware. Other women will judge you in there too. Now this seems outrageous. I may not know what goes on inside the ladies' rooms, but I know this, ladies. I know you go together. I know you hang in there for a while. And I know that that's when all the best lady talk happens. This just seems cruel. This is a cruel rule. How can you tell the Lady Jills to not go into the ladies' room and hang out and talk? Oh, just killing the conversationalists on the team. Do not use slang in conversations. Never use words or phrases like, I seen it, use guys, dude, them guys, pee, and ain't. Okay, well, ain't, they used to say ain't a word, but they added it to the dictionary, so it is a word now. Hey, man, dictionary just responds to the parlance of our times. You know what I'm saying? I seen it. Okay, that's improper grammar. Use guys. I mean, that depends where you're from. If you're from Western Pennsylvania, that's ingrained in you. There's no way you can't say use guys. Right? Dude? Dude. Dude. How can you not say dude? If I ever meet anybody that doesn't say dude at least once every 15 words, I'm highly suspicious that they are reptilian. I'm just saying. It's a giveaway. Shouldn't have said that, probably. Okay, no gum chewing. If you're at an appearance that calls for a meal, remember table manners. We talked about the soup. Apparently the soup is very important. Never, ever eat anything in uniform unless arrangements have been made in advance. Just say, thanks so much for offering, but no thank you. Never, ever say, oh, we're not allowed to eat. Even though that would be the truth. Never tell people that you're not allowed to eat, even though you're not fucking allowed to eat, ever. As far as we're concerned, you're a breatharian. You exist purely on air and light. Nothing else. You have no bodily functions or fungi on your person. Nails should always be done nicely, no chipped polish. French or natural at a Jill's function. French? What are French nails? I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing the coach's best friend who will do your nails is French. Am I onto something here? Okay. When engaging in conversation at appearances, it's important for the Jills to keep the conversation light, friendly, Here are the list of forbidden topics for any conversation. Number 1, politics. Number 2, religion. Okay, fair enough. Anybody who's gone to a Thanksgiving dinner knows that those are the rules. You just never engage in those conversations anywhere at any time with anyone that you're not fully on board with your strong political religious conviction, right? No. Never talk about it. Sexual references. You don't want the Jills to be real people. That's part of this. They need to be breatharians. They need to be Barbie dolls. Talking about last night. That seems presumptuous. What is it about... Look. Fuck you. What is it about last night that is so horrible? Aren't they kind of presuming that the Jills are out there doing horrible things last night? Avoid personal inquiries. Don't try to talk about your personal life, your job, your boyfriends, what you're doing later, etc., etc. So later on, when I'm working at Foot Locker to try to supplement my $8 per year salary, I'm going to ask my boyfriend to buy me a cup of light. Delicious. Inappropriate jokes. Okay. I can see how it might be a problem if some of the Jills start telling racist jokes. Strong opinions. Don't have opinions. You know, it's better if you just go with whatever anybody else's opinion is. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, but I don't feel too strongly about it. Gossip. Don't gossip. Saying I or me too often. You're not a person. You're no longer a person. You're now a Jill, Breatharian, without bodily functions, fungi, or any life outside of your $8 per 10-year job. More etiquette for formal dining. Whenever you're trying to capture a small piece of food onto a utensil, it's acceptable to use another utensil for eating it. Don't use your fingers. I've fallen into this trap myself and do it nearly every day. When you have a fork and you're trying to scoop up like a little bit of something there off your plate, delicious, you want to eat it, it just won't get on there, you know? It won't get on. You stab it and you can't stab it. It won't stab, won't get on the fork. You can just take your finger and just brush it on there a little bit. And you're good to go. No, if you can't get it on there and you can't use a knife, some other kind of utensil to put it in, move on. Your meal is over. Never crunch ice at the table. Do they mean like with your hands? Crunch ice at the table. Does that mean there's guys coming out with big ice blocks like this is the 1840s? They pulled out of Lake Erie and you've got to with the ice pick? That makes no sense. I think that rule's sort of outdated. They're talking about chewing ice. Oh, I get it. Okay. Don't chew the ice. That is an annoying sound, sure. Avoid ordering food that may be difficult to manage, such as certain finger foods or... And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it all turned for me right here. Avoid ordering food that's difficult to manage, such as finger foods or meat with small bones. You've just lost me, Buffalo Jills. You've just told the Buffalo Jills they're not allowed to eat chicken wings. Blows my mind. How are you going to survive in Western New York if you can't eat chicken wings? Especially at the events. You go to these events, you got to, ride on the guy's lap in the golf cart for 16 hours. You're getting paid nothing. You're doing backflips. They're throwing tips at you. Meanwhile, your manager's scooping them up and putting them inside of her little glamour box. And all they serve at this damn thing, chicken fingers, chicken wings. Maybe some meatballs. You're not touching those meatballs. They got fungus on them. You can't eat the chicken wings? This is Buffalo. You will die if you can't eat chicken wings. You will die. You won't make it through the day. Finally, if served pasta, never cut it to eat. Twirl a small portion on your fork with the assistance of the spoon. I get that. See, but I would have thought the rule went the other way. I would say they'd say don't twirl it on the spoon, right? Isn't that the indelicate way to eat pasta? Why not cut it? You use your knife, cut it, and then eat one piece at a time. It doesn't matter. Just you know what? Forget that part. Just subsist on light and air. We're over it. No chicken wings, no pasta, no food of any kind. If you can't live on light and air, then you're no breatharian. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Just amazing. Just amazing, the Buffalo Chills rules. I love it. And there will be, because of all this, no Buffalo Chills this year at Ralph Wilson Stadium. That's kind of sad, isn't it? I don't know if anybody will really notice that much. But here's my idea. Like the Bisons, the Buffalo Bisons, they have all these different mascots, right? I don't know what all their names are and all that shit, so don't ask me to remember. But they have like 80 of them, and all they do is run around and fight each other and race things and break things and like shoot the air cannons of T-shirts into the audience. They're fantastic. They really put on a good show. How about we get some of those for the Buffalo Bills? I know there's Buffalo Billy. There's the big blue buffalo. Great. Everybody loves Buffalo Billy, but you know what? He's alcoholic. He barely comes out onto the field ever. And when he does, it's to throw those Tim Hortons coffees at you. It's like, hey, man, I know they stopped serving beer at halftime, but it's not coffee time yet. Not until I'm driving. No. Coffee at a Bills game. It's insane. They could get like 8 more Buffalo Bills themed characters, right? They could even be like former Buffalo Bills who've left. It could be like the Marshawn Lynch Beast Mode Beast, right? And he comes out and Buffalo Billy like runs him over with his Range Rover. Hey, Canadians, what are you going to do? Ooh, there could be like a Lost Man, like Lose Man, and he's like a big L. And he's like, hey, Bills fans, you know me really well, don't you? And Buffalo Billy just shoots him with like a crossbow. That'd be good. That'd be good. I'm full of ideas on this. We're going to keep working on it. The Buffalo Jills Lady Body Maintenance. Wow, where has the time gone? It's already 10:37. Did I really talk about that for 40 minutes? Well, it was well worth every second, wasn't it? All right, let's hear some music before we get back. Little Mountain Band. We've been listening to them today. They're going to be on the Noah's Ark show in just a few short weeks. This song's called If I Had the World to Give. Little Mountain Band. When we come back, we're going to talk to Thomas Loop. We're going to talk about Paul Simon and Edie Brickell. Stick with us and chill, ladies and gentlemen. See you in a minute.
If I had the world to give, I'd give it to you as long as you live. Would you let it fall? Oh, hold it all in your arms. If I had a song to sing, I'd sing it to you as long as you live. A lullaby, or maybe a plain serenade. Wouldn't you laugh, dance, and cry, or be afraid at the trade you made? I may not have the world to give to you, but maybe I have a tune or two. If only you would let me be your world, could I ever give this world to you? Could I ever give this world to you? And I will give what love I have to give. And I will give what love I have to give. And I will give what love I have to give. Yeah, as long as I live. If I had to start again, I'd give it to you as long as you live. Would you have the time to watch it shine, watch it shine? Oh, as for the moon and heavens too, I'd give it to you. I may not have a star to spare, or anything fine or even fair. If only you let me be your world, could I ever give this world to you? Could I ever give this world to you?
Hello, wait, okay, I'm sorry. We're existing within.
One more time.
We're existing within, and you're listening to allwnYradio.com.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that was Little Mountain Band with If I Had the World to Give, existing within there with the promo. I gotta love the promos that we try to get bands to do. No one can ever say our name right. All W Music, NewYorkMusic.org, net, no idea. Well, I know I'm going to think differently about maintaining my lady body from now on, as should all of you. Maintaining the lady body, very key. Let's get the Tommy Loop on the line. Let's figure out if he's maintaining his lady body properly here this morning. Tommy Loop, are you out there, my friend? Thomas Loop, of course, a fine man here in Western New York, knows about all things sports, all things lady body, maintenance-wise, and we bring him to you right now. Mr. Loop, how are you, my friend?
Good morning.
Good morning,
All right,
sir.
how's it going?
Going very well. How are you today?
All right.
Are you fully enlightened as to how to maintain your lady body?
Boy, I don't know how to reply to that.
I feel like I am. I feel like I picked up some tips from the Jills. You know, they're probably not going to use this handbook anymore, but I'm going to, for my own personal reasons.
Yeah, they knew what they were signing up for. I mean, you're basically an intern.
Yes.
You know, it leads to better things.
Right.
I mean, that's all that is. And then all of a sudden, someone whispers in their ear, here, you're working, maybe one of them got fired from another job, and then this caused this thing, because that's how these things start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make your commitment, and then you get fired from your other job, or you got laid off, or you quit your job, and now all of a sudden it's everybody else's fault but yours. I mean,
but something had to start this fire, because it's not only the Jills. I mean, it's the Raiderettes, it's the Bengals, and I think their lawsuits actually came first, and then the others just, you know, right on the heels of that, you know, the cheerleading world showing some solidarity on this issue and really jumping all over it.
I mean, try that at a radio station. Like,
right.
You're interning in a radio station. I'm suing. You're fired. And the other guy's begging to kick the door down just to get in. I mean, you're an intern. Let's just be real here. I'm not disrespecting. I mean, yeah, you know, it's hard work. Okay, great. But you're obviously doing this for another reason other than you don't want to be a career cheerleader. You can't be.
Right. You're not going to pay the bills. So it's a stepping stone to something else, hopefully.
Right. And I mean, age, I mean, all the discriminations are in effect when you're doing this, right? I mean, if you get to a certain age, you're not going to be able to do this anymore. So, I mean, you know, unless the NFL makes it uniform to pay cheerleaders instead of making it a club activity for an NFL team, this is going, I mean, you sign up for this. I don't want to hear any complaints about it. I'm sorry you got canned or fired from a job or quit your job, and then you decided to do the blame everybody else but yourself thing. But, hey, it is what it is.
Right, and I get that, but it has to, I mean, it looks bad for the NFL, no matter how you slice it. It looks bad for these clubs,
right. It does.
And you have to wonder how it's all going to play out. I mean, you know, you make a good point. You get to a certain age, you can't be a cheerleader anymore. Does that become a discrimination problem where now they have to hire some old ladies to be cheerleaders? You know, you got to have somebody that's 65 and up out there, you know, top of the pyramid kind of thing? That just seems dangerously irresponsible.
I mean, apparently cheerleading is a sport. They have competitions around the country, but I mean, they're comparable to gymnastics. Let's just go there too.
Okay.
Can't be a gymnast when you're 35. You have no elasticity in the muscles after that. You know, to do what you did when you were younger. So I mean, you know, unless the way to solve it is the NFL employs them. You know, you go through the NFL. I mean, if you go on, for example, the NFL makes everything uniform. The Super Bowl logo is no longer the symbol of, you know, any given stadium. You know, Miami has a sun in it. You know, it's your thing. Now it's a silver trophy.
Yeah.
Well, let's make everything uniformed with the cheerleaders. Let's just cut the lawsuits. I mean, thanks, Tex Schramm and the Dallas Cowboys for starting this off.
You know, speaking of the Cowboys, it makes me wonder how will this play out for other teams that aren't involved in a lawsuit with this. A team like the Cowboys, and I know you're a big Cowboys fan, Tommy, so I want to get your opinion on this. The Cowboys cheerleaders, obviously, you know, a big part of the game day experience there, and you know, one of the more famous kind of cheerleading units around the NFL. Now, you haven't heard a peep from them. You have to wonder first. Did Jerry Jones get all over this and nip this in the bud? Like, as soon as he saw lawsuits coming out, he brought together all of the, what do they call them, the cowgirls?
I think so, something like that.
So they all have
Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
They've all got terrible, terrible, corny names. So say the cowgirls, he brings them all together. Listen, just don't sue. We're going to figure this shit out. I always took care of you ladies. I didn't tell you how to wash your lady parts.
Right. Maybe they get compensated anyway.
Yeah.
But nothing's come out yet. Why would they want to complain?
Right. Wait and see how it plays out with these other cheerleaders kind of throwing the lawsuits around, and whatever they settle up with, we'll give you a good deal too.
Yeah, we'll double it.
We'll take whatever they do and double it. So the $8 per year you were getting, we're gonna give you 16. Final offer.
That's right. When I was this is the crap that gets me. When I was assistant head coach at my alma mater, I had to work countless hours a week. It's the culture of the sport. It never matches up to dollars. I mean, you choose to put yourself in this situation.
Right. It's never intended to be a job. It's never intended to be a career. It's more like an internship, as you said.
Yeah. With my case, it could have been a career, but I digress. I'm saying, you're putting in these hours, and same with the cheerleaders. Something will happen from this. If you're an NFL cheerleader, I mean, obviously you said modeling, or hell, another job, a news reporter. I mean, take a look at the news reporters. They were in pageants and such,
Sure.
I mean, it comes with the territory. Whatever. I mean, it's hard work. It has to be hard work, obviously. But hard work and mostly cashes in than not if you stick with it. So
the true benefit is in the value that the exposure provides you, not necessarily in the paycheck that they're giving you. But does that value give them enough leeway that they could really lord themselves over you and maintain your bodily functions and things?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens all across the NFL too.
Right. Interesting. What else is happening in sports these days, Tommy?
Little humor, a little rant. I don't know if you caught the Jimmy Fallon segment last night about Yankee fan booing Rob Cano.
I did not.
Because he's coming back. He's playing tonight in Yankee Stadium for the first time since he signed with Seattle with that $204 million contract, and good for him. But this is my thing about Yankee fans. Boo, 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 and then you re-sign with the team. Hey, you're the best. But they never commit. And that video shows all of it. Yankee fan, especially, my favorite soundbite from this particular video was, what they did was place a huge box over an enclosed location and hid Robinson Cano inside, and had Yankee fans in New York at one of the parks in Manhattan, I believe, boo the sign. So you want to boo, and then they goes, all right, try it again, and then Cano would walk out and sneak up on him, and then they would go, oh my God, hey, hi, how's it going? Welcome
Can I get an autograph?
And Cano handled it fine, obviously. What's he got to complain about? He already has the World Series title anyway. My favorite one is, boo, why'd you have to leave? I mean, look, you got a beard now. How many World Series does your team have? That's my other favorite. Yankee fan always says, how many World Series titles do you have?
Right.
Well, it's pretty difficult when your team's been only in existence since 1977 to win 27 world titles in 37 years.
You'd have to be pretty on top of your game to be hitting them out of the park like that.
Unbelievable. Yeah, try that on a Rays fan, circa 1993. How many World Series does your... They do it all the time. You hear it. Shut up, Yankee fans. Obviously, we know about the Donald Sterling thing, and I'm done with that topic already.
The Donald. So, right. The ownership of the Bills, it's just going to be a story for years and years and years as this continues to be up in the air. And, the Donald throws a lot of things out there. He says he's getting involved into a lot of things that he never gets involved into. A lot of it is just smoke and mirrors, I think, that serve his business interests, keep him in the limelight. He knows how to work the PR machine, right?
Right. Well, he just knows what he's doing. Yeah, you're right. He knows what he's doing. And I don't know. I mean, and the media just eats it up because they love it when fans out here get scared because it gets them talking. Kind of like, when Bon Jovi wanted to buy the Bills and taking the Buffalo, or we could play a couple games in Rochester, but move the team to New Jersey only to ultimately move it back to Buffalo, to move it back to Los Angeles. I mean, how much sense does that crap make?
Or Toronto, right? The other part of the discussion with John Bon Jovi was Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll happen. It's like the Expos.
The Expos.
Playing in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And I mentioned Don Sterling, and I was like, the NBA commissioner's about to speak today, and who knows what's going to happen from that. Maybe he might finger point and wag, and don't you do that again. I don't think. I'd be very surprised to see suspension out of this, but sponsors are calling out for the Clippers, and probably, and then that gives probably the sponsors more money for pulling out because their name gets out there, not because they back out of the team. You hear I've never heard of these sponsors, so then that gets more, wow, they did this, all that, and then that adds on to the lore. Oh, they did this, awesome. Let's go. Let's invest. So there's a whole mess.
You have to keep. You got to keep in mind as well.
What's that?
You have to keep in mind as well the Clippers, formerly the Buffalo Braves.
Yeah.
This is more of the Buffalo curse just following this team.
Well, they haven't won a championship, so we're doing all right there. The curse isn't there. The curse is not grabbed. There is no stranglehold of that curse. I mean, if I were to think of a curse, I would think the Baltimore Ravens to the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Winning two titles since they left. The Buffalo Braves. Great history, too. Great teams.
Right. And that's brutal if you're a Cleveland Browns fan to see your team. I mean, not only to see them leave like that, but then to win a championship. What was it, the next year or 2 years later? 2001 the Ravens won? Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
With Trent Dilfer as quarterback. Ouch. Oh. Ouch. One of the best defenses in history, a defense that was built for the Browns.
Cam Neely in his ESPN commercial. Why don't you kick my dog while you're here? Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
As long as you got your foot in my ass, throw me down a flight of stairs. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, man. Love the Jills topic, though. It's perfect for the press, and it just brings out all the emotions from all parties.
Right.
It'll never grow tired.
I get the guidelines and everything, the appearance etiquette, the lady body maintenance, and things that they want to project a certain image with the Buffalo Chills, right? They want them to look a certain way and appear a certain way on the field and on television, of course. But there's little insidious things built into this that make it so much worse. Making them go to a stylist who's best friends with the coach, they have to pay for it themselves, and it costs $100 a pop, and you have to go once a week.
Yeah.
Making them all buy calendars. Apparently the Jills had to buy 10 calendars each per month with their own money and then resell them. And if they didn't buy the calendars, they got benched. So they had to buy their own calendars and then resell them. That seems like they're kind of milking them now, you know what I mean? Making them go to events, I get that. They're going to represent the Bills at these public functions, but if they're doing backflips for tips and the manager's there scooping them up and running away with them, that doesn't seem right. Let the ladies keep the tips. If they're out there giving lap dances on golf carts, let them keep 100 here or there. What difference does it make?
Yeah, that's... If anything, they shouldn't be going after... Should be going after the managers and the tips, too. That person should be exploited.
Oh, absolutely.
And why is not that person, not the bad guy?
I think they are. I think they are. I think that's why
They-
the Bills are deflecting a lot of the blame onto those people that were in direct management positions of the Jills, kind of acting as an affiliated organization of the Bills, but not as somebody that was on their payroll. You know what I mean?
Subcontracting.
A subcontractor. That's right. It's a beautiful, beautiful word in corporate America. Which releases them of all liability on your head. But I think at least that part of it is going to result in some changes. You can't be forcing the girls to buy their own calendars and go out and resell them. You can't be forcing them to go to the best friend of the manager's stylist there and spend all this money. It's little things like that that really make the story jump out. And the lady bought
that one's not cool. That one's definitely not cool.
Yeah.
I do stick to my thing is, you're an intern. You're looking to get something else. You committed to this. You have a choice.
Right.
If there's desperation involved, you got to reevaluate what you're doing, because you don't want to ever set yourself up as a desperate person, and hence the running away with tips, things, milking them at events, threats. Obviously, there had to have been threats. There's a bit small-time things going on where you got to go to the managers. That reminds me of sleazy promoter person.
Yes.
Milking bands for everything, and
yep.
No, that's not welcome in this area or anywhere.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So what's the manager's name? I'd like to know.
Let's see here. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is, I understand that the ladies have to get the manicures and the pedicures, get their hair done a certain way and everything like that. That's fine. But, that seems like that should be a really cool perk of doing this role. If you're a cheerleader, they should be buying that shit for you. They want you to look a certain way.
Yeah. You know how you solve that? Make uniform sponsor of the pedicure.
Yes.
Put your name up there. You're up there at the Jills. There's some affiliation that you're with a legitimate ball club.
There you go. Hey, we do the hair of the Buffalo Jills. It looks great on your sign, whatever.
Yeah, official pedicure of the Buffalo Jills.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta be kidding me. They haven't looked into that. It sounds to me like a bake sale kind of operation. That's a joke.
Oh, yeah, and on top of that, it's having them live in this culture of fear.
Cookies?
That's right. And if they don't do things right, they get benched. It's a culture of fear. It's like this is a James Jones situation right here.
I mean, even the Girl Scouts get the benefit out of selling the things, It all goes towards something. No, it's going in these two persons' pockets. The NFL, I don't know if all 32 teams have it. I haven't researched yet, and I'm not ignorant of the fact of it. I'm just, kind of, when I think about it. But they have to uniform it. They uniform the websites for every team. It's the same font, same, as long as the team colors are on each website. If you take a look, everything looks the same, and that's the way it should be. And they should be uniformed with the NFL. If you're going to be doing this, then they should be uniformed. Guides, regulations. Yeah, use it. I mean, there's interns in the NFL. And, PR interns, and media interns.
Doing the same thing, looking to use it as a stepping stone?
Use it as a paid, absolutely. Use it as a paid internship towards something else. And make sure that they're taken care of. I mean, like I said, I didn't read fully into the story. I'll own that part. About that's just sleaze right there.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. It's terrible. Yet, you knew what you were signing up for, but that's just added more funk. That's just brutal. You go $100 and this lady's got your tips from an event. I mean, one event could probably cover that. 2 hours.
Sure. And why not? What's the problem with that?
And what is it? I mean, what do you...
It's that the manager of these girls...
The manager must have something really fierce must have happened to that manager in her past lifetime.
I think with the manager, for the manager, it is a career, right? So managing these girls, managing the Jills, for them, it is a career. So they're milking it every way they can because they know that these girls are powerless. I think that's part of this, and I think that's what you're going to see change here.
Yeah. It should be the only thing that changes.
Right.
Because if you eliminate that, you eliminate pretty much everything. They become, I would say, NFL, take a look at it. I mean, you can't be mad at the National Football League because these are promotional stunts done. Let me rephrase my red flag word. Promotional ideas spawned by the teams, each and every individual team. Now, I'll tell you what, my little kids are going to be cheerleaders in the NFL. I hear that.
Right.
You can hear the voiceover of one of them. Oh, man. Unbelievable. That's a great... I was like jaw-dropping to the story when you're bringing it up because I knew the handbook was out, but I didn't read up on it. And, I just sort of like, they're just trying this. But the one that puts it over the top, and I'll say it again, I mean, why... That manager needs to be reprimanded. I mean, who is this person affiliated with? What is preventing any team? Do they know an attorney? Do they know someone else? I mean, because obviously this has gone political.
Oh, sure. And that's where this is going to go. It's going to become a matter of political correctness, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy Lou.
We can't bother this manager. This is affiliated with this law firm.
Right. Right. Oh, goodness. We'll see how it all plays out. It should be interesting, and I'm sure at the very least, some changes will come about, and some oversight from the NFL will result, because it looks bad. It looks bad for everybody. And it looks kind of crazy. It looks sort of OCD, like the rules and everything. So get it under one umbrella, lock it down, no more leaks, everybody's happy.
And I guarantee you they're not that smart with putting out all the rules to know what they're going to do to them. Those rules were installed along the way. Well, let's put this one here. Let's put this one here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably several different managers, doing different things for different reasons over time.
Yeah.
And now when you look at it in isolation, it's just a crazy, weird set of really odd things.
It is strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. All right, Tommy Lou.
Yes,
it's
sir.
after 11, my friend. I'm going to talk some Paul Simon, and I will let you go.
Hey, you know what? I got one for you.
Yes.
I think when Paul Simon was arrested, he tried to say, "Call me Al," to conceal his identity. I'll hang up and listen. Take care.
Thanks, Tommy. Have a great day. Thomas Loop, as always, joining the show to talk sports. Paul Simon in the news, along with his wife, Edie Brickell. Apparently, they found themselves in front of a judge because they had a little spat. Got a little crazy. Edie Brickell said in a statement, quote, "I got my feelings hurt and I picked a fight with my husband. The police called it disorderly. Thank God it's orderly now. It seems everything's worked out. Everything's okay. They left court together holding hands. They insisted they're fine. Paul Simon said, we're going to go home. We're going to watch our son play baseball. Okay, it's behind us. We had an argument, which is atypical of us. Neither of us has any fear or any reason to be threatened. Edie Brickell, right by his side, said he's no threat to me at all. And I find that statement hilarious for this reason. Look at a picture of Paul Simon. Here's a good one. Paul Simon and Edie Brickell walking the red carpet. Edie towers over him. I don't think anybody ever had any fear that Edie Brickell was in danger. I'd be worried for Paul Simon. Edie Brickell would mop the floor with Paul Simon. I don't think she's an especially large woman or especially tall woman. Paul Simon is an especially short and tiny troll of a man. He stands no chance against Edie. In fact, I'd love to see this in a celebrity death match because I just see this being completely one-sided. It all started from the mother-in-law. You guessed it. Edie Brickell's mom, Mary, is the one who called the cops. Paul Simon's lawyer said it was a normal husband and wife discussion. Paul didn't want to discuss it. Edie did. He tried to leave. She kind of locked the door. There was a little bit of a shoving match. I can only assume Edie Brickell threw Paul Simon around like a rag doll. Mary Brickell calls the cops. Cops show up, and they slap them with a summons. You're going to see a judge. I'm sorry. They said they've only had 3 or 4 arguments over 25 years of marriage. They've got 3 kids. That the argument wasn't over anything especially important. But for whatever reason, the mother-in-law felt she had to call the police, and under Connecticut law, the police are then required to make an arrest. They have to. It's a domestic incident. Somebody's going in, and, who is it? Well, they look at the situation, and they're like, okay, it's Paul Simon. He's tiny. Man. Edie. She seems fine. Her knuckles seem a little bloodied. Let's just bring them both in. Just take them both. I don't want to opine on who kicked whose ass. I don't care. Okay. I have to arrest someone. I don't want to arrest Paul Simon because, look, this is just fantasy that he could kick anyone's ass. He is a tiny, tiny, soft-spoken, world music-loving man. So they just bring them both in. It's all good. Edie and Paul, they're mended. Their marriage is strong. They'll be fantastic. Paul Simon. Me and Julio. Oh, me and Edie. Down in the beatdown. And that's where we're going to leave you today, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't learned where to maintain your lady body parts previously, now you know. And as G.I. Joe used to say, knowing is half the battle. You're welcome for that. Maintain your pH balance, ladies. Maintain the fungi. That's one big thing I took out of this, is you need to look out for fungi, because they are insidious and they're everywhere. All right, that's it for me. Noah in the morning.
Noah.
Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen of Earth. I will be back on Thursday. Till then, it's 11:12 a.m. here in beautiful, rainy Buffalo, New York. It's roughly 50 degrees out there. I'm going to wear a jumper today. Yeah. Good to be with you as always, my peoples. Until next time, good luck. Have fun.
In the morning, suck the salad into you.